Chris Brintle. Chris Brintle.
News Talk 1270 KIML. Don Carpenter Show. And Chris Brintle's back from his research on the Alabama sorority video. Have you found any new information?
Well, I was back doing research, as you know, on the Alabama sorority video, and then my YouTube stopped, so it did not work. So I was unable to do the research. I was going to count how many brunettes were actually in the sorority and all that.
Well, I think there are three. I think we spotted three because they were all in one spot at one point.
And there was also an African American in the video. I think he might have been a football player when they were on the football field.
Yeah, I think. I guess that is a racist thing to assume, but he was a large, muscular man on a football field. So yeah,
he also got in a 3-point stance and ran. So I'm assuming.
Well, and he took a snap from one of the ladies.
And he took right. I'm saying the way he came off the line.
Yeah.
Definitely looked like a football player.
Yeah, I think that's
Come on, DC. It could have been a white kid, but if he looked like that and came off the line like that, I would assume he was a football player, DC.
I think that's a fair assumption to make. Oh, that's different music.
Yeah, it's different. I think you played the wrong clip. It was the same clip, but it had different music behind it. This is the actual one here.
Oh, well, let's...
Oh, this is my jam right here, DC. I might start dancing.
See, this makes more sense.
Yeah,
this makes more sense. It's party music. It's young,
young and hip.
Now I got to find out. Hold on, I got to find out what the deal was with the because I like the other version. I'm just trying to find it for a music bed so we can talk about the story I wanted to talk about this hour. Hang on a second.
In other research news, the Alabama elephant. We don't know who was in there. So
see, I didn't know Alabama's mascot was an elephant.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
So that shows diversity that there's a mascotted elephant in the video.
I think that is a
with a big trunk.
We can learn. Yes,
huge trunk.
Al the elephant.
Yeah,
Al the elephant. Okay, Time Magazine's. Oh, I bet it's copyrighted music, and that's why they. Okay.
I do like that music, though.
Yeah, it is. It's catchy.
This is like perfect music for when I get up in the morning and get ready.
Yeah.
This is like if you had the. Of course, I have video cameras all over my place, so we could do that. We could sync this music with my movies of me getting up, getting around, getting ready for work. Shower,
as opposed to hang on here, as opposed to this.
Well, this would be perfect for when I go to the gym. When it shows me working, doing my home workouts, or when I go to the gym, that's perfect music. So okay. I'm sitting there doing curls or doing some sort of forearm activity, maybe even a shake weight. And when I'm working on my shake weight, that's the perfect background music.
And then when you need to cool down?
Exactly.
Okay.
We've got this.
So, George Zimmerman is selling Confederate flags. Not even joking. George Zimmerman has teamed up with the guy who declared his Florida gun shop a Muslim-free zone. They've teamed up together, and they're going to sell Confederate flags. Or Confederate flag art. George Zimmerman's a bit of a painter. I learned that after his trial, he decided to go into the art business, and he did, I think, oil paintings. Well, he's going to do oil paintings based on Confederate flags now.
I do oil body painting, so it's kind of similar.
Yeah, well, do you do Confederate flags?
Typically not, no. See, I love this song. But what I'm saying is, say it isn't so, gun store owner who doesn't want Muslims in his store. Say it isn't so, George Zimmerman, who wants to have Confederate flag. Thanks for making all white people look like rednecks that don't want Muslims in their gun store. Thank you very much for that, the two of you.
What I want to know is why George Zimmerman keeps going back to Florida.
Just bad news.
The last time he was in Florida, somebody tried to kill him.
He's going to be a Florida man. One day, you're going to read a story that's going to say Florida man
murdered
George Zimmerman He's going to be doing something weird, maybe with this guy that owns this gun store.
Well, they might both end up murdered.
They might both end up murdered or married.
Well,
I don't know. Can you do that in Florida?
You can do that anywhere now.
Perfect. Good for them.
You know, I just really don't understand what the, I mean, why doesn't the guy just live his life? And look, all of this is totally separate from his case with Trayvon Martin. All the evidence showed that he was defending himself in that case. You get in a situation like that, I mean, if it were me, I would not want to be anywhere near the limelight anymore.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, who, after having all of that put on them by the media, you had the media doctoring things to make it look like you murdered somebody. Why would you even want to be anywhere near the media after that?
Well, I think that's a valid point. That's a very good point. And George Zimmerman, like I've always said, he's not guilty of murder. He's guilty of being a D-bag. Because what kind of neighborhood watch guy is gonna follow somebody? You're a neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
You call the police if something's going wrong.
Well, and look, I mean, he's obviously not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's an idiot.
He really is.
I mean, I'll defend him to the day I die for what he did in that one particular situation. But he's an idiot. He's dumb. He's just outright dumb.
He's dumb. And by the way, I won't defend him a whole lot for that incident because I think he caused a lot of that too. I just don't think he should have followed anybody.
Well, that's a different story.
Right. But, I mean, like I said, he's not guilty of murder. However,
he didn't beat his own head against the pavement, though.
If you put yourself in the other kid's shoes, you put yourself back in that time when you're a youngster and somebody's following you, you might take it wrong as well. So
I wouldn't try to kill him. I'd probably
I'm not so sure there was evidence that he tried to kill him.
I'd probably run from him. That's what I would do. Crazy dude starts following you around. Yeah, I'd run from him.
Probably not. I wouldn't.
Or I'd call. Actually, probably what I would have done is called the cops.
You'd call the police.
Dude, this guy's following me. Yeah, we know. We're on the phone with him.
They both should have called the police.
Well,
oddly enough,
Zimmerman did call the police,
but he should have called the police, and then he had no reason to follow that kid. That's the big issue. The other stuff that he didn't murder that kid, but he had no reason to follow him. Yeah, he's not guilty of murder. He's guilty of being an idiot and following a kid around when you're neighborhood watch. You're come on.
Well, it's the stuff that he did after the whole Trayvon Martin case that it just bugs me. I mean, he's constantly getting in trouble for stuff. The state of Florida is doing everything they can to make sure that he gets a felony conviction for something. I mean, every time his wife calls the cops on him or every time somebody says he did something, they're doing everything they can to make sure he gets a felony conviction because then he can never own a firearm again.
By the way, I don't think his background was that great either. So maybe he just wasn't in the limelight, but his,
Oh no, he had some problems with domestic violence and everything.
Course, yeah.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a good guy at all.
Yeah.
Yet he's neighborhood watch and following people.
Well, I think he appointed himself neighborhood watch.
He's like that hall monitor at school.
Yeah.
The one that gets too much power.
That's a good example.
Except someone ended up dead.
Well, and look, it's just, it's one of those things. I mean, why would you even go back to Florida? I mean, I know he moved, his permanent home is in Texas now.
Yeah.
He moved to Texas, but for some reason, he just keeps going back to Florida.
Don't keep going to Florida.
Attention. It's attention.
Oh, yeah, he loves the limelight.
And let's talk about this gun shop owner that has the no Muslim gun shop. I don't care what he does with that, but he's just doing that for publicity. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. It's publicity. You know how much business he's gotten since then? I can't even imagine how much business he's gotten. Because everybody's like, yeah, I'll go shop with the guy that doesn't serve Muslims. That's fine. That's fine, but just stop telling us about it.
Good job By the way, if you're somebody that would go to a gun shop because of that, good. Thanks, white people. Thanks for making us pro-gun white people. Thanks for making us look bad. Thanks for that. Oh, no Muslims in my gun store. I'll go shopping there. Come on, Jasper. Let's go to the gun store down there where they don't allow Muslims. Thanks, stereotypical whites.
I want to know how many Muslims are actually in that neighborhood.
Well, probably none, but still.
It's a non-issue.
It's funny, though. It is really funny.
I don't know. I don't buy from gun stores anyway.
What an ignorant person.
I buy my ammo from Cabela's. That's about it. But you know what it is? It's social media giving people who shouldn't have attention, giving them attention. That's what it really is. It all breaks down to 20 years ago, people like this gun shop owner and George Zimmerman wouldn't have had any outlet for their insanity.
Hey, DC, let's go on down to the gun store there where we can get some guns and ammo. Because I wouldn't have gone, but now he doesn't allow Muslims in there, DC dagnubbit. And we're going to go down there. We're going to get some guns down in old Florida.
He charges $100 for a brick of 22, but I'll pay that because he don't have Muslims. I don't even know what to think anymore. Every day something different.
I'm surprised Trump hasn't gone to that gun store yet.
Trump knows better to stay out of Florida.
Does he? Does he though?
That is true. No. I will say if it gets enough attention, he'll be there.
Probably so.
Okay, what do we have going on in sports for this hour?
In sports, we have KIML football, and we have wild hockey. That's all coming up in sports.
We'll be right back.